Have you ever come home from vacation, scrolled through hundreds or maybe even thousands of photos on your camera roll, and you think, where do I even begin? Perhaps you did a great job jotting down those details and maybe even collected some fun travel ephemera. But when it comes time to scrapbook, it can be overwhelming. Well, if you love travel and you love scrapbooking, we have something very exciting to share with you today. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin, and I am kicking off a week-long collaboration with my creative design team friends, where we will be introducing our new product. I'm going to be creating a double-page scrapbook layout for you today. I have 9 photos I'm incorporating onto today's layout, and we were in the town of Assisi. This is our Italy trip, so I'm working in my Italy vacation album. There's my friend Bonnie and I at a cafe. There is St. Francis Basilica, absolutely gorgeous with that dramatic sky. Here is inside of another church there in Assisi. This town was truly magical. It was one of my favorite places we visited in Italy. It was just so quiet and very just enchanting. I mean, look at the stonework and the geraniums in that courtyard. I love this one here at the cafe because on this little sign here it says Spritz, Vino, Gelato, Cocktails, Cafe, Panini. So it's kind of cool that we have those on the sign there. There's my friend Bonnie and her husband walking down this little alleyway with all of the greenery and the geraniums. They have like castle ruins at the top of the city. And then this, I just could not get over how cute this was. We're walking by and this little poodle is looking out of this window, watching us go by. And I just love the stonework and the shutters, and there's some ironwork and the greenery, more ironwork down there. So really, really fun memory. These are just from around the town of Assisi. I am going to be using the beautiful Gallery 6x6 paper collection today. These papers are absolutely perfect for anything old world travel, and they're just a gorgeous collection of papers. This is only a sampling of them. I've got a whole bunch here. I actually bought 2 packs of this, and it's gorgeous. So I have used this here on my channel before, and it's just, like I said, perfect for anything old world. It has that romantic feel to it, and there's just so many different beautiful patterns in here. Love the look of that one there, and then this floral and this countryside. It's just gorgeous. I know right where I'm going with today's layout design because I am featuring a layout from our brand new Wander and Remember travel guide. This is a scrapbooker's guide to capturing your travels. If you're a big fan of our sketchbooks, you are absolutely going to love this book. So just like our sketchbooks, this is a digital download. I've printed it out, and I pick up these books from Amazon. You can get them from your office supply store. It's a presentation book, or you could hole punch it and put it in a binder. I love how this protects it though. So this is going to help you not only document your trip better, but also get those photos out of your camera roll and into albums. So we start with there's pre-travel prep, during the trip, and the post-trip process. So tons of helpful tips and ideas walking you through how to document your trip, great ideas. And then we get into our sketches, which are accompanied by artwork. So they have all of the measurements. There's a QR code here. You can scan that, and it takes you right to the video here on YouTube to walk you through the process. We've got helpful tips up here, and then there's more tips in the video. Plus, you have artwork to inspire you and give you even more ideas to bring those sketches to life. So this is the sketch I am creating today. And it's perfect because I had just about the right amount of photos, and I'm even going to use the same papers. So this is a layout that Chelsea created here on YouTube on her channel, and it was absolutely beautiful. Let me grab my other layout. I created this layout a while ago here on my YouTube channel, and you'll notice it's the same beautiful gallery paper, and this is also in Assisi. This is a spread documenting the Hotel Fontebello we were staying in, and I think this is going to be great because using the same papers is going to tie them together because they were the same location and the same day. We love using sketches as a jumping off point. All of us agree it definitely helps us to get our memories into the album much faster. So I am replicating again Chelsea's sketch, and she really took the guesswork out of it for me. So let me arrange these papers and then we'll go ahead and get them adhered down. I did ink up all of the edges with a very soft gray color. There are 10 sketch designs in the book, and they are photo heavy because when we travel, we take lots of pictures, right? You will find all sorts of helpful information in the book: what to do before you leave, during the trip, how to capture with intention, because good photos make great scrapbook pages, right? So, little tips for collecting ephemera, and then, of course, taming the aftermath once you get home. I will adhere just a few more of these down. I will get the other side done off camera so you don't have to watch the entire process. I'm just lining these up here, making a column of this beautiful paper, and then we will bring our photos back in. So I have, like I said, 9 photos. Of course, I had more photos in my camera roll, but I selected my favorites, the best photos to tell the story and really capture what it was like to be there. I've mixed, photos of like my friend Bonnie and I, and then there's some candid shots walking through the city, the castle ruins, the churches, and of course the cute critters and some of the beautiful flowers. Now, I have a couple strips. This is beautiful metallic paper. It's released with the new fall collections, and I have an embossing folder. This is from the Gather Together collection, and it has tiny little leaves on it. I want to add some texture to my gold metallic, or it's not gold metallic, bronze metallic paper here. So you can see that puts a nice little detail. And then we'll add this tiny strip of Secret Sea, and then our strip of our bronzy metallic paper here. And I will repeat the process on the right hand side as well. So you can see we have the title here, a cluster here, here, and here. So I'm using that for my inspiration. I've got my alphabet a la mode dies, and I want to spell out Assisi. So I'm just kind of placing them here to make sure they are going to fit. For more ideas and tips, you can definitely check out Chelsea's video where she created this layout design. She used different photos from a different adventure. Of course, her title is completely different and her embellishments as well. So, definitely check that out for even more ideas on how you can utilize this sketch to document your own photos. So, I have this stamp, beautiful motifs, but I'm more interested in the dies. We have these flourish type dies, and I think these are going to look really neat on this metallic paper. Now, these are a little different. They're actually attached. They don't completely cut out, but with just a few snips, you can free them from the background paper and then use them as a standalone embellishment on your page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, just kind of snipping around where it's attached. Just take your time because it's easy to cut where you don't want to cut. So I think one more snip there and maybe, yeah, right there. And oh, this is so pretty. Isn't that such a neat little element there? This does make a really nice element for corner photos, but I think I'm going to have that underneath my photos, kind of like supporting the title. And then I cut from the same bronze paper. I have several of these sprigs from the same die set. And then here's that other flourish. And then we also have some green leaves there. These are from the same set. You can see that's the sprig I used. And I used the pattern paper, the same green pattern paper that's kind of in the middle of my column. That's what I used to cut the green sprigs. So they do have some texture. Now I have a little tag from my stash, and then this damask matches the pattern paper here. So I'm going to use the damask embossing folder. Yeah, I think I want it that way. Add a little bit of texture to my tag. And let's go ahead and ink up the edges just to finish that off. I think this has got early espresso brown ink in there. And I'm thinking if we slide it right there and kind of create a base for our smaller embellishments. I also have elements of text, and this is great for adding a little subtle background interest. There's different text stamps, and this is in the last chance section. I'm going to use crumb cake ink because I want it to be light. Sometimes layouts like this can be tricky to embellish. Now, in this case, Assisi did have tons of florals around the city. There were geraniums and ivy and hydrangeas and roses everywhere. So to me, the flowers are an easy option, but just using the bronze elements to capture like the gold inside of the church, all that gold detailing, I feel like those little flourishes tie into that decorative element in the church perfectly. This text is just adding a little background interest, and then we can bring our tag back in and layer in our little sprigs here. I'm going to look through my vintage stamps as well to see if there's anything that jumps out at me that would work well. I created this little wordy bit. It says, "Life is a journey, travel it well." And it is from a stamp set from a card kit. And I actually bought the card kit just for that stamp set. And I think that's a nice, travel sentiment. And the scripty writing complements this beautiful paper quite nicely. So we're creating a little cluster down here. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to arrange this little flourish element here. I do want to bring in some more florals. So, from the beautiful gallery stamp set, there is this floral image right here. I'm going to stamp up some of those on cloud cover paper. So, cloud cover is a coordinating uh, color in this paper pack. So, let me just mount this on a block, and then I think we'll use Secret Sea ink. I think that'll look really nice. So there's my cloud cover, and we've got Secret Sea, and then I'm going to stamp out a couple of these and we'll die cut them out and see how they look on the layout. Back to the travel guide, the QR codes in the book that take you right to sketch support for our sketch designs. Those videos are packed with helpful tips from different ways to journal, documenting your trip, photo tips, how to pick photos, how to reduce the overwhelm. Aren't those pretty? I do like how simple that I don't even think I'm going to add color to them. Just the Secret Sea ink on the cardstock looks great. So let's add a few of these. And I can already tell you I'm going to need a third one. What was I thinking? Always like to do things in three. So I will stamp a third one and bring that in. So I'm just trying to get this little guy back where I had him. And then for the third element, I think we'll slide that right up in this section here. Now, this is kind of in the way of my journaling. So I think we need to, what if we just flip it upside down and put it like that? But now we need to put my bronze sprig. Oh, there's little birds flying by. We need to put the bronze sprig on top. So there's a little separation. And then we'll tuck the flower in right there. That little bird is right outside my window. I don't know if you can hear that. It's so sweet. So I went through my vintage stamps. Now this is Cosette. It's a close to my heart stamp, and I stamped out this little clock here. I added a little twine to my tag, and then I printed out my journaling on Avery clear sticker paper. This makes it look like you printed it right on your cardstock background. So go ahead and peel off half of it, and it's very sticky. You do want to be careful with your placement and take your time. And I just wrote up my journaling in a text box in a Word document and then printed that out on my printer. I think that looks great. So you can just burnish that in. You can see how it just disappears into the background. And of course, we need a little bling. So these are metal accents. They're like little flower motifs, and they're just really neat. And they go along with this collection. So I'm adding the larger shape to the base. Total fail there. That kind of got turned around and stuck on the wrong side. And then I like to do a cluster of three. So I will repeat that in each area, adding the larger one to the bottom and then a couple smaller dots towards the top. I'm using my pickup tool just to slide these off the carrier sheet. And then let's kind of fill in the space around this embellishment cluster here. You can find this travel guide on our website, cdtcreatives.com, along with our library of sketchbooks, and I know you are going to love it. I am excited to use this travel guide to help me get my Italy and Alaska albums done. So be sure to tune back in each day to see what the other creative design team members have in store for you. There's going to be more tips. And of course, they're going to be bringing the beautiful sketches from the travel book to life for even more sketch support. Let me bring back in our travel guide so we can see the original design here. It was so beautiful. I followed it to a T. I didn't need to change anything, and I love it. I got this layout done in record time. Where is it? Oh, there it is. This is the one we created today. And again, these sketches are all designed to be photo heavy and also very easy to add flip flaps. So if you had additional photos, you could use flip flaps to add even more. Thanks for watching. Everything I used is in the description box below, and tune back in each day. The playlist on the right will feature the creative design team videos as they go live.